Be meeting at the Northwest One Library. And if those of you who are not familiar, it is over by Walker Jones Elementary School. And one of the reasons we're moving for a year is that 4 of our 7 A and C districts touch that particular parcel of land. So we're hoping to draw a lot more folks coming into the meetings. So be looking for us at Northwest One next year instead of here. But we'll keep you posted. Look on our Facebook page. Rochelle will tweet you, I'm sure, from Here to Kingdom Come. Look for our newsletter, and we will make sure that you get the information, but I did want to make that a special kind of announcement. Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order, and it is, I have no idea what time it is.
6:40.
It is 6:40, thank you so much. Antonio is not here, so I will do the roll. EO 1,
Present.
2, 3,
Present.
4,
Here.
5, that would be me, 6, and 7. Okay. Kevin is out of town, so we did know he was not going to be joining us this evening. So we're just waiting on one commissioner, but we do have a quorum, so we're going to get started. If you all, commission members, would take a look at the agenda. It's a pretty short one tonight. We usually have 20 items. Today we're going to zoom right through. And if there are any changes, please let me know now.
I'd like to add 930 Front Street Northwest, historic preservation case.
No,
Do we have any information on it?
we
We
didn't.
have the presenters here, and I emailed the drawings this morning.
So we actually talked about this online earlier, the commissioners. I don't feel that he should, because everyone else goes through the development zoning committee, and it's always very important that everyone go to that committee and everyone make sure they go, et cetera, it's all so important. And then here, this guy reached out to you, and you did not respond, and he did not go before the committee, but now you want him on the agenda.
That's correct.
Well, I don't, he has to go before the committee, because y'all make it a big deal that everyone has to go before that
Well,
committee.
then the commission doesn't get the opportunity to opine because the case is coming this month through the HPRP.
He has to go before the committee.
So I would move that we add the item.
Any other comments from commissioners? Do we know what this is, what we've asked you?
Yes, it's a very modest addition to this.
It's a deck. That's not a modest addition.
It's a modest addition.
All I'm saying is that it's always made, well, we all gotta go before the committee, and then here's this, because he's in your area, and I'm not picking on this gentleman, but now it's okay that he doesn't, now this person has to go before the committee. So now it's all fine.
So what happens if you miss the 17th deadline?
We just don't have.
We don't have an opinion. Because that just tells me that the committee's opinion is not important then. And why bother to have a zoning development committee? Then don't make it a big freaking deal all the time.
Comment, Frank?
I'm just trying to weigh out the importance of the 17th deadline versus us having an opinion on the matter.
Alfredo?
No comment. Stop moving.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's, in my opinion, let's go through the agenda, and if we have time, then we will add 9:30 to the agenda. I can't guarantee that it will happen, but the truth is, no, we don't have any information on your project. So let's hope that things move along fairly quickly and we'll be able to fit you in. I would hate not to be able to make a comment on your project, but we'll just play it by ear and see if we can get some time allotted toward the end of the meeting.
So, but then let me add on then about this committee. I mean, what's the importance of having this committee then? I mean, I just want to, it's always made a big deal.
May I
Always.
make a comment? Please.
Sure.
We sent an email on August 20th to request to be on the agenda for the committee, and so
Yep.
we're
August
now-
the 20th?
August, it was the end of August, yeah. So we delayed a month from HPRB for other reasons, but now it's been quite a while, and we've left numerous voicemail messages and numerous emails not only to Mr. Padre, but to other people on the commission, by the way. And we're now have to delay it a month, and now we're gonna get delayed another month because we don't want to go to HPRB without presenting to the ANC. So we have support from the neighbors. We've talked to numerous people in the community about the project.
Okay, as I
so-
said, we will take it if we have time.
But
I will tell you, I never received anything. Frank, did you receive?
I actually,
I sent out the email to all the members of the commission, and obviously, some people saw it because Rochelle hasn't.
This gentleman is talking about the past, not tonight.
anyway,
So-
but I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
I noted that we started this process back in August.
It's called,
Okay.
some commissioners don't check their government account.
So-
No,
That's, and that's,
But it was
I
more-
do,
It was more than 3.
yeah. So I,
Well, if you sent it to government accounts, the problem is that it is unlikely that people read it
I
or
checked
saw it.
That was who I was directed
but,
by
Yeah.
the HPRB staff to send them
Yeah.
this to.
Right, okay, well, let's see, let's
So
get
we're
through,
supposed to-
so
we're supposed to
Rochelle,
check
let's
our
get
government
through
I understand.
to the meeting and hopefully we'll be able to fit it in. So let's see what
So
happens.
since we have, like you said, we have a longer agenda, so it can be added on to the agenda.
Possibility, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start the meeting.
We are gonna do that right now, baby. Okay, I need an approval for the agenda with 930 French Street just on hold as time permits.
So moved.
Okay, second, and we,
Second.
okay, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
no,
Okay, so it's
no.
4 ayes and 1 nay. Can I get someone to make a motion to approve the minutes from last month?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Okay, unanimous, Karen, for the minutes. And let's begin with our favorite people, the men in blue. Who do we have tonight? I know we have 5D, she was here, and she was right on time, so why don't we let her go first? Come on down.
Good evening, I'm Officer Sandula, I'm from the 5th District. My area of concentration, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. My area of concentration is 501. I'm here in regards to the Morgan, Kirby area, Emma Street also, correct? Do I have any citizens from that area? Hello? Have you seen any improvement in the last, when did it start? I'm not out on the road consistently, or in this area consistently lately. But I know probably about 3 weeks ago, he really, as far as if we have downtime that we're to go through there, put it on our run sheets for special attention. I've seen an improvement as far as finding people in the alley, finding people in the dip of the restaurant, that type of thing. And it's pretty easy, it's kind of tight for our scouts to get in there too. But especially coming out, so sometimes you might see me walking through there, but depending on the trash cans and depending on how the vehicles people choose to park. So do you have any questions for me?
Nope.
None? Sergeant Nelson couldn't be here tonight, so that's why I'm filling in. Any too much turkey, huh?
Is there still a reward for handguns? If we see one, find one?
You know what? Sarge, one of the sergeants, can you answer that? Is there still the turn-in for a handgun
I'm sorry.
award?
Repeat the question.
A financial award for a handgun turn-in?
Yes.
That's what I thought. That's
Okay.
usually, I
Because the
I
kids
haven't
from
heard that
Dunbar,
it's canceled.
Come through the alley between N and Morgan Street every day, whoever has something in their pockets that they can't take to school.
Right.
And this morning I called the police and they came and retrieved, they hid something and unfortunately it was the knife and I couldn't get the reward.
Yeah, but you took a knife off the street.
Yeah.
Sometimes those knives worry me more than a handgun does, to be, yeah, I mean, personally. Okay, because I know how the reaction on a knife is. You better be quick and fast, I know that. Where adrenaline and whatnot, if I'm getting, well, that's the past, but anyhow, yeah, I'd like to hear that too.
I'm trying to get that reward.
Keep
We've
working
had a
on it,
couple
we
of them
appreciate it.
in the alley,
Okay, excellent.
so I'm like, I'm watching.
That's good. That's what we need. We need your eyes. We need your involvement. Citizens have to get involved. The old saying, we're never where you want us to be. We're somewhere, but we're just not where it's what's happening in front of you. You know, so I mean descriptions, you know, I used to say from the head down, now I say from the feet up. Shoes are so unique now, you know, when you're giving out a description. People want to look this way first, but kind of go from the bottom up, that type of thing. Yeah, we need your eyes and ears, that's for sure.
So I've noticed a difference, just.
Have you?
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
That's
there's
good.
still
That's good.
the cast of characters, as we call them,
Oh,
we're
yes.
quite familiar with.
Probably know
the
by first name
frequents.
basis.
Yeah, and so, but it's, I would say it's less,
Okay.
but they're having a hard time not going there, that's for sure. Especially by Andy's, and they love to hang out in the little church area and all
Right,
that.
on the street
Love,
there.
love that alley, they love that alley, so. But no, but thank you, I
There's
really
more.
appreciate it.
No, no problem. Any questions? Anything else? All right.
Thank you so much.
Do you have my card?
Is Wendy here? Come on down.
You have cards?
I have one left. Oh, I have one left. There you go. Yep. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for coming.
Oh, no problem.
Anybody?
Good evening. Oh, not, thanks, so, it's not quite as crowded as it was last time.
Right.
The last time we were having a meeting about the, yeah, it was packed in here, so anyway. Sergeant Martello, 1D. I know we cover mostly, at least the 1D part of this AMC is 103, and I think a little bit of 102, if I remember right. Yeah. Mostly the Sursum Court area, I think is probably the big concern, you know, 103. I know over the summers, it was getting kind of busy there. A lot of people hanging out, this and that. I mean, I brought some stats with me, but it's not, I really think, we're up a little bit, and let's see, year to date last year, we've had, I think, 3 more robberies than we did this time last year. Other than that, Desperado, we get those a lot of times over on the other side, just on the northeast side there. Other than that, though, luckily everything's been pretty steady as far as stats go. Does anybody have any specific areas of concern, or any questions, or comments, feedback, anything?
Oh, I have a question for the 1D area. In front of the Safeway and the bus boys and all that down there at 5th and K, apparently like the past week, there's been an increase of panhandlers,
Okay.
so.
I actually wasn't aware of that, but I would definitely let the officers in the area know.
Yeah.
Are you talking about, like, mostly on 5th Street?
On
or-
5th Street, right there on that corner, 5th, K, or Safeway, bus boys,
Yeah,
yep.
gotcha. Okay, all right, I'll
The
definitely
whole
let
street.
the 102 officers know. I know a lot of time, the 102 officers are pretty concentrated around Chinatown, just because everybody's down there, it's pretty busy down there. But sometimes they do kind of forget about that area of 102, but I'll let them know. And,
Okay, great.
I have one question, and I don't know if you're the person to ask. Many times there are people out soliciting, like, join enterprise something or other, and you have to buy something and give money. Are they supposed to have permits when they're doing this on the street?
I'm not familiar exactly. You're talking about just people raising money for like.
You know, like Enterprise Cars wants you to join their program, and they,
Oh, you mean like just somebody from the business giving out flyers and stuff like that?
well, no, they're collecting money. They're asking you to sign up and pay for a year's fee or whatever. I always ask if they have a permit to be on the street.
Yeah, normally, I mean, I don't know as far as, I know specifically if you're selling anything, you have to have a vendor's license. I would imagine that that would fall under the same thing, though, I would think. Are
Because they always tell me that, oh, it's at headquarters, and I said, that doesn't work for me.
Right.
But, you know, I just wondered if if they're supposed to actually physically have some identification on them that they are permitted
I
to
would
do.
think so, especially the fact that they're collecting money. Because you don't know who they are. They could be anybody
Exactly,
with an enterprise shirt or whatever on them. Yeah, I would
exactly.
definitely want to see somebody for a vending permit or something from them.
Okay,
Where do you normally see them?
same place,
Same area?
Fifth Street, right down by Bus Boys.
Okay, I'll let them know about that too then. And I know also they've been working on the, I know late night, the people that walk a little closer down towards North Capitol, the prostitution and all that stuff. I know Lieutenant Cullen was kind of trying to get a little something together with that, so I know it kind of comes and goes. I know sometimes they're a little more prevalent, sometimes we'll come through there and they'll quiet down a little bit, but I know they're always there at some point too. a little closer down to North Capitol. But yeah, I'll let them know about that too, so. Anybody else have anything?
I do have one question that someone sent me an email about, and that is the number of break-ins for cars.
That's from auto, yeah.
Yeah, and around L
You talking about
and
northeast or
4.
northwest?
No, right in 102.
Oh, wrong, fourth, okay, I'm thinking closer. to
Um,
the thing,
Rochelle, you got an email too, right, from somebody? I just want, I think your guys need to kind of just do a sweep around the area once in a while. Chinatown is fine, and they need lots of more
yeah.
protection than maybe we do, but we need some.
Yeah,
And I think people are getting
yeah, I
tired of.
understand, yeah.
One guy told me his car had been broken into 4 times.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah,
So,
like I said, that area does get kind of forgotten. It's just, a lot of it just has to do with call volume. Most of our calls come in Chinatown, so especially on the evening shift, that's what we do. But yeah, I'll let the proper people know. It's all kind of the same area, Fifth and Fourth and.
Yes.
I've noticed that the robbery, the gun numbers are going up. Do you know whether these robberies are taking place?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of spread out as far as 1D goes. I mean, a lot of them are, what we call search and port over in that area. A lot of times those guys come down a little bit closer, like third and I, third and, in that area too, so, yeah.
I think we just need a little more presence.
Yeah, I can see that, definitely. I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Did you have a question? I think I saw a hand up
Somebody
back there.
hands in the back.
Yes, I have my hand up. I just wanted to basically just bring a little bit more clarification. But I believe that DCRA is in charge of the vendor's license.
Yeah.
So if you see anyone that you question whether or not they have a license, call 311, or you could call myself in the mayor's office, and I will definitely make sure that someone gets out there to check on the license.
Yeah, usually if it's an immediate thing, we'll be the ones to come out, because we call 311 and 911, they're probably gonna send us first.
Right.
I mean, but yeah, it definitely falls under DCRA, but we can just check the permit, say, hey, you got the permit, and, ask them as far as that goes. But yeah, to follow up, definitely DCRA.
Yeah, unfortunately, people are out soliciting on Saturdays and Sundays, and DCRA is not available. So, it was just a curiosity
Yeah,
question.
we will definitely check it out. So,
But
okay.
thank you. Thank you,
All right,
Frank.
thank you.
3D. Do we have a rep from 3D?
Sure do.
All right. Oh, we have 2.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Sergeant Poe, POE. This is Officer Page. He's usually on a foot beat around 308 PSA. Our crime is actually down. We did have a homicide at 8th and R on November 7th, but that's been closed. And we're still having the same problem as we talked about before. A lot of robberies, and these guys are still going after these cell phones. So like I said last time, you have to be careful. Matter of fact, after the meeting last time, that same night in the 400 block of M, we had 2 robberies. So several of the ladies who had this meeting, I saw them a couple hours later. And it was for the same reason we talked about in here. These juveniles, I don't know why they keep stealing the phones, because after the hour, so they're no good to them anyway. But they're still beating people up, taking cell phones. So you have to be mindful when you're walking around with your phone in your hand, because usually you're not paying attention at that time. There was someone with a question, I was told.
I'm Alicia Morgan. I'm a VP with several properties in this particular area, and I consider myself an exception, no disrespect to any property owners, but we have about 40 cameras on our property. We have armed security guards that work about 12 to 16 hours a day. We have a community that's fenced in. Our community cameras are visible to the district if they want to. But I know your report says that the crime is down, but what is occurring in this alley is now intimidating the residents to a level that I can't support. I have done everything I can as a management agent and an owner to give my residents back their safety and their security. But I have photos of dozens of guys who are sitting on the stoop and not allowing people to get into several of the buildings. I participated in a meeting with several of commissioners here, and again, I'm an exception. I'm not intimidated by most of this because of where I come from, which is Detroit, Michigan. So this is my neck of the woods. But what I'm concerned about is your report says there's a murder on the 7th. I have reports that there was a shooting in that alley and a stabbing before that murder in that alley, and I have it on camera footage. I also also have a concern that I have residents who are seeing drug deals that are going on every minute. I have pictures of hand-to-hand drug deals on 8th Street and in that alley. They're hiding drugs in my bushes, they're hiding drugs in the trees. We walked the property and found drugs in the trees. What I'm concerned about is, I've done all I can. I'm exhausted because I don't have answers for my residents. I'm exhausted because I think that property serves what DC stands for, which is rich and beautiful mixed-use housing. I have Section 8 residents over there, but you wouldn't know it because that property is the epitome of what affordable housing should look like. I have an owner that digs deep into her pockets to give me what I need to make that community feel safe. I've given police officers keys to that property to sit on the roofs to help me address what's going on. I'm exhausted, and I am paying money that we just don't have to give those residents back what they need. And I would love to share these with you, but I've made myself, and Frank Madura knows this, richly and abundantly available because I want to be on a 911 call access to give my residents the assurance that I'm responsive. The reason they steal cell phones, just so you know, is they steal them and they have them unlocked by unlocked providers. So it may be a Sprint phone that they steal from you. They take it to a carrier and have it unlocked, and then somebody else activated on Metro PCS. That's the reason they steal them.
What is the exact address of the
1711,
property?
1707, 1705, 1703, you pick an address. The Metro station, I have pictures of about 30 guys. Not one of us would feel safe walking through that alley with the documentation that I have today.
H or H?
Well,
Number.
This is one of my residents, and I
Friday
invited
night?
several others, but this is one of
It
my
was so many
seniors.
gunshots fired Friday night. I dropped and rolled on the bed. That's why I be every
And if you
time
don't
something
mind, I
go
would
on.
like to just share these, but I have footage that you guys are welcome to access.
And she tells nothing but the truth.
So we haven't had a meeting with this particular property manager since we've had a change in commander.
We have people that stop in with all due respect, Commissioner. The level of response that I'm getting does not match up to the level of partnership. We cut down the district's trees with your permission. We trim the trees. Those are not our property, but if I have an owner who says, I want my residents to feel safe, we spent $25,000 to trim all the trees at 8th Street. We just added additional cameras as promised as of yesterday. I have a buzzer on my office because I don't feel safe leaving my staff there after it gets dark since the time change. And I mean, with all due respect to all of you, we try to be a partner in the community. I'm even trying to figure out how I can manage Lincoln Westmoreland too, because I think if I manage it, then I have some sense of being able to control the resident behaviors and activity in there. But that barber shop and that store is beyond, it's beyond repair. And if we don't fix it now, we're not gonna have the resources to fix it. They're smart. They're putting drugs in the holes, they're putting drugs in the trees, they're putting in the light fixtures. I'm running out of options.
So what I started to say was that we have not had a meeting with you since there was a change in commander. We had a meeting with Commander Kister. We have not had a meeting with Commander Carroll. So I want to schedule a meeting with Commander Carroll so that he can get the sense of urgency that you're expressing here tonight and hopefully provide some additional resources to try to address this.
I also think Frank,
We met, I'm part of the meeting.
okay, you all are met, okay. I want to make sure, because he's our public safety and concerned person, and he has an in to all these folks that need to be spoken to. So, yes, we want to do whatever we can, and if you want to meet with any one of us or all of us, we're happy to do that. And we will do that for any resident that feels the need that we have to have another one of those big meetings like we had a couple months back, and then Frank followed up with another meeting. If we need to do that, we'll do it. We need to make sure people feel comfortable, feel safe, and we need to make sure that people are not afraid to be in their own neighborhood.
Well, they're afraid.
I'm not denying that. Ma'am, did you want to make a statement?
Yes, I am afraid of me living around Heritage Shaw, because every weekend it seems like it's a shooting going on around there. And I'm already sick, and I got to drop the roll on the floor and sleep up on the bed. That's why I slept Friday night up under my bed.
The last shooting, the bullet went through an apartment.
Yes.
Wow.
Up underneath me. And I don't feel safe there no more. Friday night just said it all when they did all that shooting around there. I was up under my bed. So where's the safety net come in at? Where the safety net at?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to, get
As a
up
matter of fact,
and
I'm
be
afraid to
counted.
leave from this meeting and go home.
We're gonna walk home together, because I have the guards feeding us. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't want you all to feel like that, and what I can
Right.
do, I'll give you, but I'm not going to give up until we get some.
We'll be happy to work with you and with you in your buildings. I know the officers will go back and figure out something and come back to us or get in touch with
Well,
Alex.
I'll actually get in touch with you after this. Actually, I'll give you the phone number once we clear out, because I just came to 308 as PSA sergeant, and I left a drug unit, so this stuff here is what I like, so.
I'm willing to give up an apartment.
Okay.
I want someone.
Yeah,
to
we'll,
know that I'm in it
and
for
I've
the
got,
long haul.
I've
I
got
don't
folks
want
that
to-
wanna be in that apartment also. So, once this meeting is over, we'll touch base, so we can, talk about some things.
You have her card, right? Yes. Okay. Mary?
Let me say this about that, the 1700 block of H Street. This is nothing new, period. It has been pending for decades, and nothing has been done. That area is left behind. You can call and you may have a police present for just a little bit. There's no consistency. Once they leave, they start all over again. I know this resident, it's not only her, it's others in that complex. And they are mainly individuals who do not live in that area. They complain all the time. Nothing is done. There's no consistency. They are left behind. This is nothing new. Everybody act like it's new. It's not. I get tired of hearing Miss McNeil saying, I'm under the bed, I'm scared, or Miss Rita, I'm under the bed, all the shooting, jumping the fence all over, all times of night, just in there and should not be. And if I'm not mistaken, they have a police officer already that lives on the premises.
Yes.
I get complained, what is she doing? Is she patrolling? No, because she has become friends. You cannot become friend. You have a job, do your job. I
Does
get
she still
complaints
live on the
about her, excuse me?
Does she still live on the property?
Yes.
She actually just, that's really not information I want to share today, because that's her private information. We can talk a little bit later.
No, I'm just saying to let you know that I am aware of it.
Specifically. I understand, but I don't want to talk about her specifically because
It's a private matter.
Personal privacy.
Okay, we're gonna have to move on anyway
All
at this
right.
point.
Just
Sir,
saying.
last comment.
So I'm curious, are those cameras enough? Because I actually reached out to Councilmember Allen, I contacted the library, was trying to actually raise funds to put up more cameras at the Shaw Library because they could see the metro, they could see that block. And they told me actually to reach out to you guys and find out, is this enough cameras to actually help start to solve
The
these
photos
types of
that I'm
things?
looking at now seem to cover.
So cameras are
everything.
not the issue, it's a
Right,
coordination.
cameras definitely are not the issue.
Okay.
Looking at these photos here.
May I just say one thing, please?
Real quick.
Sergeant, I'm one of the partners of Chaplin's Restaurant. We had a break-in broad daylight, 7 a.m. We have cameras. When forensic came in, we told them, us three partners, we are not computer savvy. We don't know how to get these files to you, but we have brand new 12 cameras, 7 a.m. There's a gentleman walking with coffee on our patio, and these three gentlemen hooded are breaking through a window. No one stopped. A car even drove by. And these kids proceeded to break into our establishment. Went upstairs to our landlord with a crowbar and busted open a steel door and attacked our landlord's cousin. 7 a.m.
When was this?
Thanksgiving morning. Nobody, not one person from MPD has reached out to us to say, hey, can we come help you get those files on camera or on a stick? And we told them, I said, look, we're not computer savvy. We have this on camera. Can someone help us get this and help move this forward? Nobody's gotten back to us. So, and we have pictures of them, what they're wearing, their shoes, everything but fingerprints. And it's now been, it's December 1st.
You're gonna have to share your information with Officer Poe. Wow, it's been an adventurous evening. Yes, sir.
I was told that PSA 308 is actually down several officers. Can we get, is that accurate, or how many should we have, and how many do we have?
I'm not sure of the number that we have right now, but we are not down because we've actually probably got more officers in 308 than most of the PSAs in 3D. Because 3D, well, 308 has like 5 officers that are on foot every day, which is more than any other PSA in the district as well. So manpower really isn't an issue.
That's great. Can we get numbers of shootings in addition to crime stats that we get monthly? In addition, I mean, people get shot, but if they're just gunfire, we don't have any idea. Can you
Yeah, I'll
guys
see if we can.
give us those stats regularly?
Destruction of properties.
I don't want to pile on, but I will also say that block, I've walked by a number of times and there's a car parked out behind the library, which is half a block or a block from what they're talking about. And I've been pretty shocked at the number of times I've seen officers sitting in the car just playing with their cell phones, no interaction.
At
The
which 8th and R or 7th
Q.
and S?
It's, and Q. I've seen them at, right outside the library here, behind the library.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be very effective if they're not watching.
All right, thank you.
Got a big handful tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so
Thanks.
much. We appreciate your coming. We'll see you
Anytime.
next month.
You sure will.
Okay, next on the agenda, we are with, we're starting on Abra licenses, information, and Dolce Ice Cream. I did spell it wrong. Dolce Ice Cream. Come on up. Joe Lottie.
Should I stand here?
Like you stand like kind of in front of Rochelle so that the camera
Okay.
picks you up.
All right.
Get your name again?
Gianluigi Dell'Accio.
Can you, I'm
I get
sorry.
a card. My
Oh, can
name
I
is
get
very
that
hard
card?
to
Yeah. Thank you very much.
target.
Okay.
All right.
Just, there you go, that's fine,
Okay.
perfect, yeah.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Want a mic? Do you need a mic?
Okay.